for whatever reason, I keep getting accused by the MAGA people, and I'm not even really political. I mean, I touch on politics, unfortunately, because it affects your money, but I don't generally like to spend my time in it. I'll do it, but I don't really like it. It's not my first choice of conversation. But for the MAGA people who always think for whatever reason I'm a communist, I just happen to have right here the 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto, and I'm going to go over this really briefly. So this is going to be boring. So most everybody else can just keep right on scrolling. But for you fanatics out there, I got to hit you with this. So number one is abolition of private property. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen any of my videos, but I actually, not only do I advocate for private property, I'm an actual private property advocate, as in when the feds set foot on your property, you keep the foot. like for real private property, like as in, HOA people beware type private property. I'm actually all about that kind of private property. And private property and personal property need to be actually defined, because in order to become a property owner back in the day, you just went about 5 miles west and said, I'll take this. And then, that's how you became a property owner. Nowadays, it's all about borrowing huge amounts of money from bankers. That's a completely different topic. But yeah, that's a really big problem. And you don't want to make your own children and grandchildren homeless in their own country. That's a really, really, really bad idea. So no, in terms of actual private property and personal property, I'm a big advocate on that one. A heavy progressive income tax. I flat tell people to stop paying taxes all the time. So I don't know how, abolition of rights of inheritance, same thing. I have said stop paying that tax repeatedly, publicly. Like, dude, no. Use orange internet money to get around inheritance tax. If they can't find it, whatever. Confiscation of private property, like for the state, I'm guessing is what they mean by this. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to get the state to go away. And in fact, if it were me, unlike your orange messiah, I got to tell you, I would have fired 95% of the government already, categorically, including military. Not kidding. In fact, I'm actually such a jerk, I would have told the officers to walk home. I'd have kept their company vehicles. Said, dude, fucking walk. Central bank. Hello? Dude, I've been wanting the Federal Reserve gone. Again, that would be wrecking ball day one. And by the way, when I say wrecking ball, I don't mean like a figurative thing. No, I mean show up day. I don't give a shit if they're still in the building. Screw those people. Government ownership of communication and transportation. Are you serious? No, I would like to see private emails again. Really private emails. Private emails run by companies, for example, that don't comply with any government regulations of any kind. And encrypt everything, triple encrypt everything. Yeah, no, dude, come on. Actual privacy. Government ownership of factories and agriculture. We already have that for the most part. You call them private companies, whatever. Dude, if you're printing dollars to prop these companies up, come on. It's communism in all but name. And yeah, I actually want to see small businesses, actual small businesses that vertically integrate. For my capitalist people, it's vertical integration. For my commie followers, it's owning the means of production. That's, It's the same thing. So, but you guys get stuck on words all the time. Government control of labor. For real? Again, dude, I'm actually a big advocate of why can't you hire Americans? Why can't you hire Americans? What's up with that? Why do you have to import a bunch of people who don't really care about this country? For real, what's the obsession with hiring cheap labor from other countries? But it's good for profits. Yeah, okay, so all you care about is the profits aspect of that, not the country. This is, by the way, why you don't run a country like a business. Because if you ran a country like a business, what you would do is you would fire everybody and hire and insource a whole bunch of cheap labor. Hello, H-1Bs. Yeah, that's what you get when you run a country like a business. You get this. You get this disaster, right? And then you tell everybody it's their fault and they're eating too much avocado toast. Or buying lattes. It's not their fault it's doing that. Come on. Corporate farms and regional planning. Again, this goes back to the private property thing. Dude, small businesses are perfectly capable of handling all this. You don't need to have the government controlling all of this stuff. Government control of education. I don't know how many times I need to say abolish the DOE and the other DOE and the other DOE. Dude, you could abolish all this stuff very quickly. This is stuff that can be done very, very, very fast. So I don't understand where this comes from. When when I actually advocate for a true free market and a hard currency, there's the problem usually with the MAGA people. They're going to go broke. Yeah, you probably go broke, because if you want to actually have a country, then you have to have some kind of a game available, and the rules have to be the same for everybody, right? The Athenian philosopher Solon, told everybody the idea about a fixed body of laws, and where the Greeks didn't follow Solon's wise counsel, but the Romans did. The Romans picked it up, and they said, okay, let's do this idea. And they created the tables of Roman law. And the law applied to everybody equally, no matter who you were. Well, that meant that people were freed up to make all the money they want and more importantly, keep all their money, keep all the fruits of their labor. They could do that. So if you didn't want to work very hard, you didn't have to. You just weren't going to have very much, because you were choosing not to work very hard. But if you chose to work hard and you chose to do extra work, then you made basically more money, for lack of a better term, or more wealth, whatever it is, because you were doing more. And with the understanding that the laws were all the same for everybody, and the rules were the same. So yeah, like I don't know how it is that you guys lump me into this stuff, when I'm the one who actually supports all this. I remember you guys doing this kind of shit to Ron Paul. I do. I remember it. Dude, I have a very good memory. And I remember 2008 and 2012 respectively. And it always turned, and in fact, in 2008, they kept saying, like, Ron Paul, are you running for the wrong party? You're saying all this stuff. No, he actually just fucking meant it. When he said, let's have a hard currency and get rid of the Federal Reserve, he actually meant it. It wasn't some campaign slogan. It wasn't some pretend thing just to get elected. Right? Well, the Orange Messiah, right? He told you everything you wanted to hear. And a bunch of people have, and whenever I criticize this and say, dude, let's make with the actual, like, I expect you to follow through on all this bullshit. Like, I mean, if you're going to spew all this crap that's going to come pouring out of your fucking cunt mouth all day long, if you're going to do that, then I expect you to follow it up with some actual actions. And where are those mass deportations? Let's start with the top, like the centerpiece of his entire campaign. Where are those mass deportations? Where's that Fort Knox audit? Where's that $5,000 bullshit check? Where is all this stuff? But it's the Democrats, and I know you guys all like, dude, okay, but you have a Republican-controlled House, Senate, and you have the Orange Messiah. You don't have any excuse on this one. Why is the NFA still a thing? Why is that still a thing? For all the Second Amendment, the pro 2A guys, why is the NFA still a thing? That should have been like day one, dude. That's blatantly unconstitutional. They wouldn't even challenge it in the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court would have to say, dude, yeah, it's blatantly unconstitutional. It's a tax on a right. You can't do that. It's blatantly unconstitutional. So, where is all this stuff? It takes time. No, it does not. It does not. You're getting played. Think of me as the guy telling you, dude, do not send the Nigerian prince another $2,000. It's a con. It's a scam. All this stuff is a scam. I'm the guy telling you, dude, don't give that guy any more fucking money. It's a con. He's not going to send you $50,000 when he's finally made the prince of, dude, come on. That's not going to fucking happen. So anyway, there you go.